We are in Chicago. We're enjoying the 2019 Corvair Convention. ChicagoLand Corvair enthusiasts invited us, and we've got representations from Corvairs far and wide, the Corvair fanatics, the Corvanatics of Corsa, 95-inch wheelbase, ramp sides, load sides, Greenbriers, 8 doors. We might even let the station wagons in. Prairie Capital Corvair Association, Springfield, Illinois. People are here from far and wide. We're getting old, we're getting gray, but we still have the fire. We still love the Corvairs, even though I didn't drive one here. Well, maybe next year, San Diego. That's a long way away. Heart of Georgia Corvair Club is here. Corvair, Minnesota. Corvair Society of America, member in good standing. The Queen City Corvair Club, Charlotte, North Carolina. And I hear some of their members live in South Carolina, the land of no vehicle inspections. You don't have to waste your time making good with the government. If you check engine lights on, who cares? Corvair Atlanta. We were in Atlanta this past late winter. Western Pennsylvania Corvair Club. They hosted the event last year in Pittsburgh. We love our mountainous state of Pennsylvania. We've got some beautiful Corvairs here. The last known Corvair to exist. The last surviving Corvair, the gold one, number 6000, gone with the wind. Maybe it's deep in the dark basement of General Motors. Clark's Corvair is here. Due to some ridiculous DOT laws, they will no longer be attending shows with parts. No more truck and trailer load of parts. You can call your government rep and say, what the F is going on with that? When Clark's can't bring their Corvair parts to an event because there's too many rules and regulations, and big government is here to help. Corvair Society of America, Chapter 207, Washington, D.C., New Hampshire Corvair Club. We haven't been to the spring dust-off. Maybe next year. The man on the mountain fell down, and I haven't brought a Corvair there. Milwaukee Corvair Club. They've got a beautiful, beautiful banner made up in pure silk. Corvair Club Limited. San Diego Corvair Club will be there next year. The Heart of America, Central USA. The best part is right in the middle. Heart of America Corvair Owners Association. We've got some gentlemen here doing some hard organizational work. Welcome to the 2019 Corvair Corsa International Convention. The model car Concours is here. We've got some beautiful model cars. We've got a late model going on to a snub nose with a winch. Corvair in the repair shop. We've got blown Corvairs with fender flares and front engine Corvairs with tunnel rams and dual 4 barrels. We've got an altered wheelbase funny car. Another funny car with a flip top, engine set back 10% like the 55 Chevy and American Graffiti. We've got a Dick Harrell Nicky Chevrolet from Chicago. Some Fitch Sprints with a Stinger deck lid. And a rusty Corvair, an all original finish.
Or last year.
Here's the car and driver car from 1961. I think this was, November 61. I remember the issue. And there is the car right there, right off the cover of Car and Driver.
That one that looks terrible.
Another funny car.
Look at all the work the lady put into making it look terrible.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Corvair trucks.
Just as rusty as the top.
Gas station with a 69 Chevelle and a 56 Ford and a late Corvair convertible and a 53 Corvette.
Well, there's the kits. Basically the only
Chevrolet gas station with one Ford thrown in for good measure.
Yes, one of these.
Art Deco Corvair
Okay, so you can.
gas station.
Ron comes in first usually because look at all the
Convertible
work.
late model Corvette.
He came in
Early
second
model
one
flat
year,
top.
that one with the factory.
Even got a Greenbrier
Factory, so he
with a doggy in the window.
Last year.
came in the second to that. This one
Valve
here,
cover races.
I mean, this is all bought. This is model.
We've got people selling Corvair parts. We've got a Corvair bicycle. People advertising for events and cars for sale. And 76 of the first 100 Copo Stingers produced for 1966. Stage 290 horsepower. Wow. We love Corvairs. We love earlies. We love lates. Pushrod tube removal tool. Yeah, beats putting a vice grip on the pushrod tubes. Got Corvair parts and windshield wiper motors and oil filter adapters and 4-speed shifters and people selling late model stuff and shiny stuff and Harley stuff and having a great time. Some of the parts are shiny and some are rusty and some are barn found and some belong back in the barn. Some people take the time to prepare everything and wrap it up in a nice bag and put a nice shine on it. And everybody is trustworthy in the Corvair family. We all know each other. We respect each other.
His birthday maratone's next week.
And if someone's car won't start,
It's mine.
we'll just crank that baby up. We'll push it downhill as fast as possible. Corvair Power Glides have got a rear pump.
I just got 260 with that and this.
All kinds of beautiful Corvair parts, distributors, spinners, and Corsa dashes, and vendors that are just anxious to get rid of their excessive Corvair parts. Some of them are a little rusty and dusty, and some of them are $1.
Some of this is, we found out these are lawnmower for riding lawns. Headlight like that.
We've got our favorite Corvair people. We've got people we haven't seen since last year, the year before. We might have seen them at a local show. Corvair models and Corvair manuals and hubcaps and mufflers and trim rings and pictures and parts and 62 taillights and NOS parts and replacement parts and shiny parts and bits and radios and mufflers, and this fellow's collection is always the shiniest. Everything looks good. A little bit of Simonized and some 440 steel wool, turbo exhaust crossovers and weird looking clutches and a two-piece 1965 engine mount. Yep. Some parts just wear out after 55 years. We've got models and jewelry and distributors and pamphlets and brochures. The Corvair Museum, you should visit it in Decatur, Illinois. Chevrolet Hall of Fame Museum, 3635 US 36. 3635 US 36, Decatur, Illinois. We couldn't make it this past spring for the grand opening, but we hope to one day. The top 10 reasons to own a Corvair. It's a great car, and we got great family. People come from far and wide. They bring stock parts, modified parts, all kinds of fancy parts. They come from all over the country and all around the world. We've even got a gentleman here. The Corvair engineers are at work. The Corvair engineers never sleep.
Yes, the marshals are here, but then I'm not
I'll make this way anything.
This gentleman came from how far away?
From Australia, yeah. So what's it about now, 16,000 miles or something? Yeah, something like
Next thing you'll have to build is a right-hand drive
Yeah.
paddle boat, Corvair paddle boat.
That's it. Yeah.
And sail it across the big ocean, across the pond.
That's the way to do it. Absolutely.
We've got Corvair totes and Corvair luggage, beautiful Corvair parts. We're going to go outside and we're going to take a look at the cars. We're going to head to the rally, I think. We like making the Corvair videos. People tell us, hey, I saw that Corvair video, you're Corvair wild. This is the first year for the Corvair, and it's the bottom of the line 500. It's equipped with nothing. It does have a two-tone flat top paint. Corvair 500. It's got white walls and trim rings, but does it have the horn slots? The first few hundred cars had horn slots, and there's only 2 or 3 known to exist, maybe 4 or 5, not a lot. We've got Yenko Stingers, white and blue and white. Here's a red one. Most of them were white with blue stripes. They made a 100 they made a 69 that Goodyear used to test tires, and this one looks like a 67 Yenko Stinger, and all of them had a specific serial number. Positraction, high performance, 144 carb, fiberglass engine cover, sail panel inserts, and this one even has Yenko Sports Cars Incorporated, J. Klein Chevrolet, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yenko Stinger Mark I, number 7628, red with white trim, 3450, destination charge, stage 160 horsepower instead of 140, 4-speed transmission, which in 67 would have been the clunky Saginaw. Positraction, 389 rear axle ratio, dual master cylinder, 7-quart finned aluminum oil pan, special exhaust header, special air cleaner, Daytona type constant belt tensioner, special heavy-duty suspension, special quick steering, heater, and defroster. Oh, they weren't deleted. Options, special instrumentation cluster, oil pressure and oil temperature gauges, ammeter, competition stripes. Out the door, $36.74. And here is the car. It is beautiful. It's got the correct for 1967 door lock knob. 1 year only. It's beautiful. It's red. And it's the first year for safety in your Corvair. Side beams, 4-way flashers, soft knobs on the dash, a little bit wider. I think they changed the doors in 67 also, gave it a special hinge. We've got a few Stingers here. This one's got a roll bar. Most of these cars, the vast majority were raced and thrashed and crashed, and some survived, but not too many. Beautiful white. Is it ermine white? Polar white. It's got the fiberglass engine lid, the inserts by the back window, and some of these cars are just so amazingly beautifully restored. It's radio unequipped. It's not radio delete, because radio was an option. It might have been deleted if you bought a Cadillac or a Corvette, which had a standard radio, but as far as a Corvair went, or a Chevy or a Ford, the radio was optional. Stage 1, special instrument cluster, oil pressure, and oil temperature gauges, ammeter, competition stripes, push button AM radio, blue with white trim. Would this be number 7263? Anderson Foreign Motor Company, Humphrey Street, Swampscott, Massachusetts. It's a 67 as well. How interesting is that? I thought most of them were 65s and 6s, but this one's a 67 as well. And the last one here is a stage 2, and it is identification YS001. Is this the first one? Final assembly plant, Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. 4-speed transmission, Posy, stage 2 equipment, 175 horsepower, high-performance camshaft, lightweight flywheel, modified turn-out carbs, rotated 90 degrees so they don't get starved for fuel. The jets don't get starved for fuel in the curves. Horizontal oil control baffles, deep sump oil pan pickup, high compression cylinder heads, heater and defroster. We don't need no heater and defroster. Stinger trim. Out the door, $38.43. That was getting expensive for back in the day. This one's got telescopic wheel with the wood steering wheel, green line Stuart Warner gauges. The radio was gone, been replaced by the radio so-called delete plate, which is just a radio non-option plate. And how many times in your life will you see 4 Yenko Stingers all lined up? Stage 2, stage 1, a white one, a blue one, a white one, and a red one. And what a shot that is. I'm going to head out to the rally and watch the Corvairs lift up one front wheel. They may not be funny cars that pull both front wheels, but they sure can lift one wheel. The last surviving Corvair, number 6000, the gold one, is gone. The newest Corvair known, number 5999 of 6,521 convertibles. And they made 500s and Monzas and 140s and automatics. They made everything that you could imagine, and they stopped making them because 1970 would have meant a new steering column. And even though the Ford Mustang killed the Corvair, it was not Ralph Nader. He didn't like any cars. They were all unsafe, including airplanes that killed his grandniece a few months ago. Walden West Camp Fire Department. What a great rescue vehicle. Beautifully restored. Wow, I think I know the fellow who restored this. Unbelievable. Yep. What an amazing, beautiful restoration. This was a worn out vehicle, and this fellow has got all the equipment in place. Yep. Got the cherry and the siren and the spotlights and the emergency response lamps. Wow. Unbelievable restoration. I saw that. I followed it on the Corvair forum. Win this car. They're offering a 65 Monza. Fresh 140 Power Glide. All you have to do is pay $10 and get a rally wheel equipped Corvair. We thank all the vendors and all the volunteers that brought this event to us and gathered up all their belongings and took a week off of work. And they're hoping to unload all this stuff and go home real light with a heavy pocket. Yeah, you could have these treasures. You've got a Rochester Quadrajet. I have one of those on my turbo, and it is going. It's too much carb for too little of an engine.
Well, this has got a secondary limit. You can adjust how much secondary opens up so you can fully do it.
I think anything is too much on my little 164 cubic inch. Well, thank you for bringing all your wares. We wish we could take them all home with us, but we've got a lot of stuff. At the Corvair Convention 2019, thank all the volunteers, and I'm going to head out to the rally in my 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado. I tried to bring a Corvair. I came close. Took it out of the shop and then put it right back inside. Too many things wrong with my 65 140 Power Glide air-conditioned Monza. See you at the rally.